Hey, this is Luke with the Android Guys podcast. We are doing some more test drives on apps, and I'm here with Scott today. Hey, Scott.
What's going on, Luke?
Not much. You have a game that you've been playing. Tell us what it is, and maybe tell us a little bit about it.
So this game is called Slime Sort, and it is a color sorting kind of puzzle game.
Mm-hmm.
You might see them also with like bubbles or gems. The premise is pretty simple. You are given so many test tubes or bottles, and the colors are out of order, and you have to kind of mix and match them in a way that you can only add so much to a bottle.
Sure.
You can't mix colors. And you usually start out with 2 extra tubes or bottles to start with, and you kind of mix and match to kind of get it around. And ultimately, you want to fill every vial with the full color. And these are 4 each, so there's 4 segments, or the bottles are filled 25%, 50, with colors. And each level starts out a little bit different. Sometimes a color might be 3/4 of the way up white and then pink on top. And then, as you progress through the game, you start to have more bottles to work with and new colors added along the way.
Gotcha. How did you discover this app?
Instagram ad.
Okay.
I like these kind of games, so my radar is usually kind of turned up a little bit to kind of see these things. I'm a casual game player, potty break kind of games.
Right.
Sitting on the couch waiting, got a few minutes or getting ready to leave, I'll pull out a game, or doctor's office kind of lobby games. So I like those games, and I saw this one pop up, advertised quite a bit, so I thought I'd give it a shot.
Is it a free game?
It is a free game.
Okay.
That is one of the issues that I actually have with the game.
Okay.
It is free. There are ads between every level.
Okay.
There is no way to turn those off. You cannot purchase $1.99, $2.99, nothing to remove those ads. So you're basically beholden to these ads. And as you move through the game, you can, especially early on, you can move pretty quickly. You might be able to knock out a level within, 30 seconds. So you're seeing quite a few advertisements throughout.
Right.
If you have to restart a level, you also will, I would say 80 to 90% of the time, have to watch another ad. Now, they are relatively short, so you might get like a 5 to 10 second, or you have to tap to finish, the little X in the corner. But I would be willing to drop, $2-3 on this so that I don't have to deal with that ever again.
So the gameplay is fun and engaging.
It is. If you're into strategy puzzle games, something that you might try one level and knock it out immediately, the next one you run into might take you 17, 18 times.
Right.
It doesn't score you in terms of how many moves. You don't get stars based off of how quickly you did it. It's just whether you do it or don't, and then you move on. I'm currently at around 150 or 160 levels in, and there are coins that you can basically get for completing a level. You get an arbitrary or some kind of determinate number of coins, and then after so long, you can purchase different shapes of bottles. Doesn't change the mechanics, just the aesthetics.
Okay.
And the same for backgrounds. There are like 6 different backgrounds. Again, this is one of those things where I kind of wish there was some in-app purchases or something I could do to keep things light and lively.
Sure.
It does not appear that I can do anything with these coins now.
So you've reached the cap of what's available to unlock?
It feels like it.
Okay.
As you look ahead, you can see that there are thousands of levels, and I'm at maybe 150 or so.
Right.
Still accumulating coins, but I don't know why. At least in the first so many, like couple dozen or hundreds of 100 levels, I felt like I was getting somewhere that it was just going to constantly kind of like change up for you.
Right.
But again, I don't know what I'm doing with it. If you get stuck on a level, every so often you will unlock some like hints, like 10 hints, so that if you're like, okay, I'm really butting my head up against the wall here, I don't know which one of these vials to start with. You can ask for a hint, it'll show you which one. And if you, have enough hints, you can kind of have it walk you through so many.
Sure.
Then you also have undo. So if you pour a color in and you're like, oh, actually I should have done it the other way around, there are some undo options. And then if you really get stuck at the end of a level, you have the ability to watch an ad, and it will give you a third empty bottle. So you can kind of like, maybe get around it that way.
Sure.
It's not really clear to me if that's every level or not. Sometimes I've tried, I've used it twice just to kind of see that it works, and it does. And then I've tried it a couple other times, and it does not. Like I'm like trying and it just doesn't seem to work. But and again, the undo, it doesn't appear you can buy anymore.
Right.
It says in the description of the App Store that you have 5 per level, but I've used 2 and it shows me at 3, so it doesn't refresh to 5 every level. So I'm afraid to use undos.
Sure.
I did the undos early on in the game just to see how they worked. I'm afraid to go through them because I only feel like I have 3 left ever.
Interesting.
So some frustration with the game.
Okay. Well, it has looks like in the Play Store 4.5 stars. Is that accurate?
Yes and no. If you like puzzle games and you like, increasingly harder, yes. But there's also some frustration with, things could be a little bit clearer in terms of, do I have the option to get more undo? And I would gladly pay $2. If I have thousands of potential levels ahead of me, I'd drop $2-3 just to get rid of ads now.
Sure. All right. So this is Slime Sort?
Yes.
What the other tagline on here? It has ASMR puzzle. What's the sound like?
It's. I didn't even realize it was part of that until I looked it up in the Play Store. You just have like these small like liquid sounds as you pull them out of, but you have to turn the volume up to kind of really hear that on a phone.
Yeah. Which
runs into the problem of ads between levels.
Right.
So you hear these kind of like sounds that might be soothing if ASMR is your thing.
Yeah.
But then you're immediately hit with an ad that's got some kind of,
completely different.
Yeah, so that could be jarring. Okay. I turned the sound off, and that's basically it. I just kind of leave it as it is. Just try to get around the colors.
Okay. Well, that is Slime Sort. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you.